Hello, my name is Ted O'Neill. I'm here with Professor Curtis Ho. He is the head of the Department of Learning, Design, and Technology at the University of Hawai'i, Manoa. And we're here at the inaugural Conference on Technology in the Classroom with IAFOR's first conference here in Hawaii. Professor Ho, thank you very much for joining us, and welcome.
Well, thank you for having me here. I didn't have to travel a long ways, but I'm glad to be here at this conference.
We're very happy to have you. And I was very happy to see your plenary address this morning, and afterwards spoke with many people. They really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And in particular, it was very interesting to see such a broad perspective on education technology, but also bringing that into the present and the future. Part of your presentation, you were talking about open educational resources as being very important to you. And you talked about content creation and content sharing. I know for many of my learners, discovery of content is sometimes a challenge. How do you find your students deal with that?
Yeah, good question. We do begin with discovery of content. So basically, we give them the tools to be able to search, evaluate, and then have them make decisions about how can we best use this. Many of our projects begin with a critical question that they need to answer. Yeah. So based on that question, which leads to an outcome, they focus on what resources they need to be able to put together content that addresses the outcome. So it goes in stages. They don't just go ahead and create. Right. Obviously, they need to have lots of different skills that are scaffolded along the way.
Okay, good. Yeah, you were speaking of platform, and a large part of your presentation today was discussing how you use Second Life in your program. And you had quite an extraordinary virtual campus in Second Life. Could you share a bit about that with our audience?
Certainly. So Second Life is a virtual learning environment that we use to bring people together using avatars. Right. So instead of being able to just hear and talk to a person that's not physically present in your room, you get a chance to actually see an avatar, which is a representation of that person that you're interacting with. So this world that we create allows us to really immerse the learner in many of the things that you would find in a real classroom or a real learning environment. They can speak to each other, actual voice, and they're interacting with body language. They can bow and wave and shake hands, dance if they want to, fly together. But more importantly, they're able to create content. They're able to create a presentation or a learning object and have people interact with it. So the entire group can do it at once, and then they can have a conversation after that, again through audio, but they can also text with each other as well. So this kind of has evolved into something that we feel has potential to enhance some of our online courses that we do. It's not going to replace what we normally do already, but I think it's an opportunity to have a more immersed type of experience based on avatar and sounds and sight and the fact that you can fly.
Right. And, which is fun, and the technology is interesting. But unlike some implementations of technology where it's all about the technology, I mean, you put learning first and design in the name of your program. Right. And it seems like it's very grounded in the reality of teaching and learning in Hawaii.
Absolutely. You know, we have a long history, and many departments like ours do, in using what's available at that time. And normally, education lags behind industry, lags behind entertainment. And so technology is developed for other uses first, and we decide how can we adapt it to education. And so we decided it's not the technology that's important. It's knowing about the learners, learning about the design, helping to shape the content that best fits that design, and achieving the outcomes that you want. Then choosing the tools, the technology that best helps you to do that. So again, our focus is on the learning part, and the technology really is not an afterthought. It's always there, but we don't emphasize that until it's time to really decide on what's the best way to get information to the learners.
Right, right. and looking at technology choices. Near the end of your presentation, you sort of took us into the future a little bit and introduced the HoloLens technology. And I understand you've proposed a research program using this new technology.
Yeah, HoloLens is a wearable technology. It's for those of you who are not familiar, it's goggles, and it's based on virtual reality, but it's a little different in that it's augmented reality. And how it's different is that the HoloLens lets you to see what's in front of you, but with a computer, it overlays an image that will add information to what's already there. And so we are working with the School of Nursing to obtain about 4 of these glasses, HoloLens. They're quite expensive. They're about $3,000 a set. And they're not given away to just anyone who wants to use it. You have to submit a proposal, and it's really for research purposes. And we are waiting. We hopefully maybe in the next 2 months we'll hear back. What we do with it once we get it, of course we'd like to learn more about what's possible, but the intent would be to focus on nursing education. And in the video that I showed, or some slides anyway, we had some mannequins that are patients. And so the idea with the HoloLens is to add to what the mannequins already do for them, which is to give them a simulated patient. But the mannequin is made of plastic. Well, the HoloLens will allow them to actually add organs and blood and other liquid things that might come out of a body, things that you can't really easily simulate. So that would be one of our first goals, is to find out what's possible, and then have some small projects that we feel are going to be successful, and perhaps then maybe get more lenses. Okay,
good. I wish you good luck with that. Well, and I hope in a couple of years we can have you come back to tell us all about the results of your study.
I would love to.
Okay. And I understand this is your first time at an IAFOR conference, is that right?
Yes, it is, and I'm glad to be invited, and I'm going to be eager to find out a little bit more about it. I haven't had a chance to go to too many sessions yet because it just started. I just went to a couple today, and very impressed with the quality of the presentations. And I looked at the schedule, and there's quite a few more that I'd like to attend.
Okay, good. I hope you're able to. And I'm sure the presenters will be very happy to see a keynote plenary speaker in their audience.
Well, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining us this weekend. We really appreciate you contributing your expertise and knowledge to this IAFOR conference here in Hawaii.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. If you would like to learn more about IAFOR, please visit iafor.org, and we look forward to seeing you at a future conference. Thank you.